Okay, good evening, travelers. Give me 1 second. Let me just move some stuff around real quick here, real quick like. Make sure our audio's good.
Extension of themselves that like
Let's watch the video. There we go. Come on, work with me here. There we go. Okay, testing, testing. Okay, good evening, travelers. Give me 1 second. Let me just move some stuff around real. Okay, looks like we are golden. Just make sure everything's good to go there. So we are good to start. So, today is Tuesday. You'll have to forgive me. I haven't put out anything for a little while. I was dealing with some memory issues. By that I mean on my computer, not in real life, although that too. So y'all might have noticed that we are standing in a interesting location. That's because the very first thing that I would like to do is accept a current event going on. You might also notice that we have stepped all glam up. This is our current Black Mage glam, which is going to be our general, like, going through the channel type of glam for the time being. I'm back here because as much as I really love our community, these Lalafels are very loud. So, y'all can enjoy that in the background, but I don't want it to be the only thing that you can hear. I want to get this kick started so that I can start progressing this in the background. This is one of my favorite events, and I don't even like Yokai Watch. I never played it, to be fair, but it just did never appeal to me. But I love the designs are great. How could I have lost? My strategy was foolproof. Listen, Fred, if you have an inclination towards the Lord of a Minion game at the Gold Saucer, I'd say you best think twice. I spent a fortune on my critters and have the scores of victories to boast. Then some newcomer waltzed up and challenged me. I knew there was something strange about him, an all raw with hair of vibrant hue. Glint in his eye, called himself the Maundering Executive or some such. Still, I'm not about to turn down a match, novice or veteran. Hells, I even gave him a head start. But the minions he used, they weren't like any I've ever seen before. They were demons, I tell you. I accused him of cheating, but he said he had petitioned the Gold Saucer to use them for battle, and the little buggers were approved. Needless to say, my beloved team was torn to shreds every time. Seems like anything qualifies these days. I've completely lost my appetite for the game. But if you're curious about these so-called minions, you should head over to the Gold Saucer and take a look yourself. He was still loitering around there when I left. Look at that. That's some style right there. We love to see it. So, okay. Yeah, we're going to go grab that real quick. Back that up a little bit more. Yeah, we'll go pick that up. And then after that, we'll continue our MSQ journey. Because, of course, Tuesdays are all about that Mesqua. When they're not about going and grabbing that. Nah. I'll spare you guys that one. But we've done enough fates, actually. I think I did all of them today. One of the other reasons why I'm so late on this is that I really wanted to do this particular one was going to be on the Switch 2 because it just came out today. However, it is taking entirely too long to set up my hotbars, so we're putting that on hiatus temporarily. I do have the Switch 2 version. We'll be at least doing some of our content on the Switch 2 version. I've actually really enjoyed it. It does have some limitations, but to be honest with you, it looks so shockingly good that I don't care. So, for the time being, let's continue this here. Can I help you? I suppose word has gotten around about this little fellow. I would be delighted to tell you about him, truly, but I'm afraid I'm preoccupied at the moment, waiting for someone who is unreasonably late. Wait, now that I think about it, you're an adventurer, aren't you? Alternatively, I may have an proposition for you. You help me out, I will tell you more about my feline friend here. Do you accept? I do indeed, sir. And the deal is struck. Allow me to introduce myself. I am a tradesman come from far beyond the borders of Eorzea. Though I am a slave to Wanderlust, I occasionally return to my homeland, where I manage a sizable company that deals in eccentric commodities. Thus the locals called me the Wandering Executive. I wear the title with pride. I am often accompanied by erudite traveling companions, but he appears to have gotten quite lost on this journey. We were strolling in the twilight of the Black Shroud when he grew excited and scampered off to do some sightseeing of his own. He was aware I had some affairs to take care of here, so I thought to let him enjoy himself while I finished with my tasks and stayed in one spot. But he hasn't showed up in hours. Perhaps you could ask around Bent Branch for me, find out what's keeping him. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, my friend is not of my tribe. He's a rotund little soul, wow. White as snow and floats through the air like a cloud. Except if clouds could speak, and I would hope they wouldn't be as long-winded as he. Body shaming this thing we haven't met. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty funny. Real quick. Just because I happen to be standing right here and I forgot to do this morning. No shot on the 1, 2, 3. So this is basically how you do this. I did it when we first introduced the gold saucer on stream. But you basically want to do... You want to go for the 1, 2, 3, and if you know you can't, go for the 9, 6, 7. Whoops. Pretty straightforward on that regard. So you just start out with a... If it's not revealed, start out with a Y. Okay, cool. So we know it's 1, or 2, or 3. That way you always guarantee yourself the 1, 2, 3 if it happens to be there. You can't control if it's going to be there, but you can help yourself a little bit. Oof, haven't done all the yellows here yet, clearly. That sounds like a Moogle, sure enough. Quiet as a mouse when they're hiding, but once they reveal themselves, they never stop chattering. The one I saw a few nights ago was hundreds of yalms away, and I could still hear his voice. I was peering off in the distance, between the boughs of a tree, when I saw a well-dressed Aura traveler with fiery violet hair, and a Moogle flying beside him. It was a strange sight if I do say so myself. I like how everybody can see Moogles, except when they can't. Though in fairness, she's a Makote of the like Gridania. She probably should be able to. Haven't seen anything like that, but it seems too coincidental that there was talk in Gridania recently about an unnatural being that was disturbing the elementals. But Giles was saying they've never seen a spirit like it, and feared it would taint the Twelves would. Seer Passis himself sealed it away into the Guardian Tree. That's pretty fucking hilarious, actually. As a conjurer myself, I feel like it's my duty to go investigate. Round, white, floating through the air. Are you sure it's a person? Because I'd say you're searching for one of the Moogles. In any case, you'd be out of luck, since they only appear when they want to be seen. Unless you happen to have a blessing of white. Soaring through the sky on a big armament. Okay. Oops, I did not actually read that. I'm so sorry. Gentle breeze rustles through the leaves of the Gridanian tree as the antiquated stone vessel sends them moving underneath. Nevertheless, you cannot help but feel a shiver up your spine. Aop Pessi is actually not as, I'm technically above Aop Pessi. I have the soul of, oh, I can't remember his name right now. Something Kant. Have we tried hitting it? Put him in a Pokeball. That's kind of ironic. I'm not going to lie to you. I've never actually seen these cutscenes. I've done this event before. Never seen these cutscenes. I remember seeing Yokai Watch and being like, nah. Oh, look at this little guy.
Ah, you have freed me. Much appreciated indeed. But where are my manners? Whisper at your service. I am a yokai, a supernatural being. I know, you're wondering why I was stuck in that spooky stone capsule. I was floating along, taking in the scenery when night fell and I lost sight of the path. I wandered until I came across a small boy and asked him how to return to Bent Branch. But that self-righteous horned child declared me an unnatural presence in the Wu Forest and locked me away. Oh, I was so horribly clamped. Why would he do such a thing to an innocent visitor of his lands? I never said I was an evil or supernatural being. I was defenseless, I tell you. Utterly defenseless, unwary, vulnerable. Anyway, I happen to come from a tribe of yokai who know how to reward their liberators properly. And therefore I have a gift to bestow upon you, my new corporeal friend. Here. That impressive device is called the Yokai Watch. It will allow you to encounter other supernatural beings like myself. With that on your wrist, the mundane will become magnificent. Oh, and the unbelievable things you'll see with that watch. If it weren't broken... Now, do not think I would give my savior a watch not entirely beyond repair. It's just that I had not found someone worthy enough for a long time. My friend had been meaning to take a look at it, but... Yes, that's him, all right. He sent you to rescue me? Splendid, splendid. So he was waiting for me at the Gold Saucer, was he? Had I not gotten lost and put in my precarious position, I surely would have set off for the desert at once. Let us depart without delay. If you give the watch to him when we arrive, I am sure he will repair it for you. And then it will allow you to encounter unbelievable beings like myself. But only during the event, which I believe is running until October. Is this boss fate? Oh, no, we're not going to do a boss fate right now. Because we're about to be doing a lot of fates. See. I can say surely he's at the Gold Saucer, yeah? That's interesting that they tried to take me back to Uldock, because he's definitely in the Gold Saucer. Yeah, I thought so. I was going to say, because I remember you get most of the things here. Man, and he is popular right now. Whisper explained everything that transpired. What luck you were able to find my friend. Had you not, I would have never known that he had been sealed inside that vessel. You have my sincerest gratitude. You told me you have something to show me as well? Deedly-doo. Ah, I see. He decided to give you the watch. A broken yokai watch, really. However, there's no need to worry. Whatever my spirited companion did to it appears to be completely repairable. Wait a moment while I get my tools. Yes, I see. Unjam the slot, set the hand back a couple of ticks, polish up the face, and... Listen, I'm a goldsmith, sir. I can polish that myself, thank you. Success. Your watch is now in excellent shape. Go on, take it. And a bargain is a bargain. You wish to know more about my mysterious minions, yes? I'm certain Whisper mentioned the yokai to you. I brought a handful of these supernatural beings with me from my homeland. Like Whisper, these feisty feline is also yokai, but from a different tribe. Some yokai grow to be quite friendly once you get to know you. Others, however, are mischievous and to blame for otherwise inexplicable happenings. If you wish, I can introduce you to the more affable ones I brought. Should the yokai warm up to you, they become stalwart allies who you can summon to fight at your command. Well, the Gold Saucer, anyway. But there is a slight caveat. I cannot accept Eorzean currency for my services. I deal primarily in yokai metals. I'm feeling generous since you helped me retrieve Whisper, so I'll give you one for free. To obtain more, then you'll have to wear your... That's where your yokai watch will come in handy. Should you chance upon certain fateful happenings, put the watch on your wrist, and you shall be rewarded with meritorious deeds. In addition to the yokai, I also brought other wares which may interest an adventurer like you. Exotic weapons, specially designed by the fine artisans of my company. We accept legendary metals as payment for these weapons. They are quite cute, I will say. Here. Should our weapon suit your taste, this yokai medallion will prove useful in explaining where you can obtain the necessary legendary metals for each weapon. A bit of an inconvenience, I know, but it would be terrible businessman if I simply gave our wares away for free. Ooh, Whisper's long-windedness is starting to rub off on me. Feel free to speak with me about the yokai or the weapons at your leisure. I still have a few loose ends to tie up here at the Gold Saucer, so I trust that I won't be wandering for a while. Oh, my real name is Noe. Yes, Noe. Glad to finally make your acquaintance. Yokai medals are a symbol of entering a sacred bond. More than a friendship, more than a marriage. With the Yokai Watch, you'll be able to gain those medals. I told you that I would allow you to encounter the unbelievable things, didn't I? Got one so far. Again, I have no personal affection for this series. I imagine if you did, it would increase it. But I do think it's worth doing. Because, number one, it incentivizes fates, which are always good. I might not be able to do some of these. I saw areas I don't have. Incentivizes fates, but also gives you more abilities there. Okay, I can only get one, so let's figure out what we need for weapons that we might actually care for. Each and every yokai, oh my god. Furnishings. Woo! Man, he's not asking much, is he? Alright, let's check, Logian. So we need Noko, Blazaria. Go ahead and go Kimojaro. And what else? Vinoct. Pretty cool name. We'll just start off with one. We'll start off with Noko. So the first one should only cost me one, I believe. Sorry. Almost spit out my soda. I didn't know what this thing was going to look like. Let's get you acquainted then. Meet your new friend, Noko. I hope you two will get along. What the fuck is this thing? Watch me if you can, Noko. Oh my god. So, pretty straightforward concept. Sorry, I've not gotten over that guy. You want to do the thing, right? Pretty easy. First off, let's use this. Equip this. This is not going to be a good, like, stat weapon for sure. So I think I want to do that when you're actively doing the Fate, and then you're going to want to put on the Mignon. One moment. So, Black Mage... Where's my Black Mage? Just fix this up on the other, actually, funnily enough. Okay. Noko. Okay. So now, whenever we do this, should summon Noko. Sure enough. Okay, so now as a Black Mage, we can do some fates with our new friend here, the derpiest of snakes. And he will help us get some of those medals. Probably look up which ones are which here, because that was a wild amount of stuff that he gave me information-wise. But that is not the point of today. The point of today is going to be the MSQ. So let's go ahead and carry on with that. Revenant's Toll. So in the previous episode on the MSQ, we met Flamin, who is Minfilia's adopted mother. And we essentially got her some perfume, got her set up inside the Waking Sands with Minfilia, and once we got her set up in there, Alphino got permission essentially to move, basically, which was his entire goal the entire time there. Man, there are so many of these here. Oh my god, look at all this. This is definitely bonus quest material. So many bonus. I did not mean to do that. I seek a certain adventure for a cosmos just. Are you not Ursa? Ha! Thought you'd be the right, had the right aspect. It was you who played the thief in the night at the Stone Vigil. The dragons guard their keep jealously, it said. Yet you slipped unseen into the clouded fortress. 'Twill not be their keep for much longer, however. The forces of Ishgard amassed by the Sea of Clouds. Now this is for your ears only, but the blockade is but a prelude to an attack. Lord Jormont commands the siege, and he would have your counsel. I am but one of many who seek you at his behest. You must be a man of rare quality. The proud knights of Durin there are not accustomed to taking, let alone seeking outside help. Ishgard is the cradle air I breathe, and I yearn to see some vigil reclaimed from the Dravanian horde. Will you not go to Whitebrim Front and aid Lord Dromo? Well, indeed, but not today. Was not my intention to start that questline. Such devastation. Alright, Slapmore. I was told to expect a scion, but didn't expect it to be you. It has been far too long, Ursa. You have something for me, yes? Sir. Let's see now. Yes, everything appears to be in order. You'll be staying with us for a while, yes? What if we had a dozen more like you? Since we don't, though, we'll just give you the work of a dozen men. I jest. That's not that far off the truth, to be honest, guy. Oh, that's cute. Buffalo cow. Harlem giraffes. Back to doing the work of a dozen men, I see. Haha, but I jest. Even I can appreciate that an important man such as yourself has little time for menial tasks. But since you're here, maybe mayhap you'd be keen on having a look around the Scion's new home? See that impressive structure over there? That's the place. It was originally built to house a branch of the guild, you see. As such, it comes complete with a tavern where adventurers can rest from their road, fill their bellies with good food and drink, and their ears with tales of fortunes to be had about the realm. It may be a bit raucous at times, but I imagine it'll be good as any place to recruit capable men and women to your cause. Come with me, I'll show you around. Oh. Is that you, Ursa? I am quite sorry to interrupt, but I have a most urgent news. We received grim tidings from Gridania, and it would appear our aid is required at once. I must ask you to report to the Waking Sands with all due haste. Is everything quite alright, friend? The voice in my head says I gotta go. Can't say I'm privy to the details, but it would appear that there is no time for a leisurely talk. But no worries, you can rest assured that you'll see to all necessary arrangements. Pray return any time you've seen to your more pressing matters. Additionally, thing we did in the MSQ, we did the Binding Coil of Bahamut. That was quite fun. Did that with my wife. And we also did all the extreme primals. So, got those things knocked out, which is great because they take a while. If you were to queue for them, they just take too long to queue for. So we desynced it. My wife went in level 100, and we just cleared through the entire thing. She basically two-shot everything. Something I did off-screen was get all 20 of the initial sightseeing log queues. So now we have all 80 of the original Realm Reborn ones. I think I've done like one done 3 actually besides that. And I'm slowly going to build up to it. And that's just something to do passively in the background. It's not like a super crazy urgent goal, but you know, not a lot of people have done it, and it can be quite entertaining. So, I'd like to continue doing so. I'm near to certain that the quest is going to bring us here. It just occurred to me that I meant to go to the Waking Sands, but since I'm here, just a moment. But a moment, travelers, still travelers. See if we can get these guys. Oh, I see these reset weekly. There are no checkpoint missions here, so there's no real gain to doing them in any other situation. Yeah, we'll do this. So when Yoshi P was talking in his keynote speech in the Berlin Fan Fest about underutilized systems, and they were like, yeah, the Chocobo. I'm like, yeah, the Chocobo, for sure. What about squadrons, though? Or any number of other things. Like, love this game. Love the developers, and I'm sure they will take care of that sort of thing eventually. It is nice to see that they are starting the work, right? A lot of people get upset, not so much at this, but in general, where they're like, well, why are you wasting resources on this when this is even worse? I'm like, guy, I'm sure they're working on everything. Now, that being said, like, make your voice heard, hopefully in a respectful way. That, like, hey, I would also like to see such thing. But, you know, don't be a dick about it. The messenger for the Tornado came from the Waking Sands while you were in Moldona. I wasn't privy to his conversation with the antecedents, but it did see the look on her face after he took his leave. Something is definitely amiss. Could it be the Ixal of Summon Garuda again? Or mayhap Imperial forces have been sighted within the Shroud? Well, wherever it may be, I'm absolutely certain it's nothing you can't handle. Now go ask the antecedent if there's anything you can do. Certainly, madam. Certainly. Ooh. When we leave here, I have something I need to do right outside as well. 2 birds, 1 stone. If we're going to be grinding fates anyway, might as well be going for the weapon. Just to clarify real quick, because I just mentioned that, I don't want anybody to watch this stream sometime in the past and be like, oh, I have to get the weapon before I can progress to Heavensward. It is purely for glamour. If you don't care about the glamour, you don't care about the title, and you don't care about the story of the quest line for the Zodiac weapons, just skip them. A level 51 item from the Heavensward shop vendor, or any dungeon drop, is going to probably be better than the weapon you're going to get, and you're going to spend a lot of time doing. Just for the glam. And if that's what you want, go for it. Not trying to talk you out of it. For me personally, I'm actually doing it mostly for the title that you get, because the title is pretty fucking cool. Let's see. Star Caller. That's pretty fucking cool, right? So I'd like to get that for that reason mostly. But we'll carry through there. Let's see what we got going on here. I knew this day would come, yet I prayed it would not come so soon. We have reason to believe that another primal, or an entity resembling one, has been summoned in Gridania. Thine arrival is customarily timely, Ursa. The aetheric waves leave little room for doubt. Thy talents will be needed ere long. If there is truth to my suspicions, 'tis a familiar foe we face, though one quite unlike the Lady of the Vortex. We dare not draw conclusions without evidence, but as Oriange says, the readings bear a strong resemblance to ones observed more than 5 years ago, though I had hoped that Moogle's guard beyond such follies. Suffice it to say, the disturbance warrants a full investigation. Thy presence hath been requested by Commander Helios. He awaiteth thee at the Adder's Nest. Pray hasten to Gridania, Ursa. Ida and Papalimo will rendezvous with you there. May you walk in the light of the crystal. Yeah, and I did say I figured it was going to take us right out here as soon as we left, but, you know, it is what it is. Really excited to get back in here again, especially on a Tuesday. Tuesdays are a pretty good day for us for playing. I usually get off early. I spent a little bit of extra time with my wife today. Just wanted to... We didn't really do much. We sat here and played Final Fantasy on Switches, but it was nice to get to spend a little bit of time with her before school starts back up. She's a teacher, so... but now she's in bed. We're back to it. How fares the adventuring of late? You're holding up against the rigors of the trade? Make no mistake, my friend, the quality of your weapon may well prove the difference between life and death. You're serious about such things, there's someone I can introduce you to. Her name is Rowena, and she's a collector of all manner of rare artifacts. She just might have something in her stock to suit your martial prowess. Rowena used to do business in Ul'dah, but has since relocated to Revenant's Toll, so to be nearer to the ancient ruins which she derives her livelihood. Should you ever have reason to go there, you'll do well to pay her a call. That starts a fairly lengthy quest line. We're gonna go ahead and just start progressing it a little bit, just so I can get to the grinding portion. Wherein you're gonna start grinding for a relic weapon. You're gonna get introduced to a man on the North Shroud. It's gonna be a whole thing. This would normally be relegated to a bonus stream, but because I plan on grinding fates over the next couple of days, we will probably go ahead and get that started right now. Oh, friend of Nedric's, are you? Then you must be an adventurer of some skill. My business relies on capable people such as you. As a gesture of goodwill, I'm going to share with you a morsel of information. There's a bloke by the name of Geralt, makes his living in weapons and armor and whatnot. They say his skill is the finest in all the realm. Might be as it's gone to his head, though. Folks don't take to the man, if you get my meaning. Oh, and he likes to drink and all. Bloody braggart himself in the forge, though. As a young lad, he was cast out on his ear by his master for the crime of crafting finer wares. And that wild piss drunk. Ever since, he's roamed here and there, earning his keep day by day. Hey, I have known Geralt since I landed this business. Ain't seen him for a while, though. Last time I did, the old fool had tears in his eyes and snot dripping from his nose. Falling on hard times, he said.
Asked for a bit of coin to tide him over. Never paid me back, neither. Couldn't say for sure where he is now. Seem to remember hearing he was in the Black Shroud, putting up at Rice Mill or some such place. You might do well to commission his work. He'll even reforge the relics of old if you make it worthwhile. And there ain't no other Eorzean who can do that. If it's relics you care about, I have a promise of payment that what might catch your fancy. Doesn't look like much, but it'll get old Geralt to fire up his forge. That much I promise. I'm not actually sure to pronounce his name. I think it probably is Geralt, but that might just be because of The Witcher. Fun fact, I briefly played The Witcher 3. I had not played any of the other Witcher games, but I really enjoy the lore. So if that's something you guys would like to see on the channel at some point, let me know. So in a comment. I respond to every comment. I will absolutely give that a shot because, like I said, I enjoy the lore. I think it's a fascinating set of lore. I read, I believe, the first book. I think the author's name is Andrew Polensky or something like that. The books are interesting. They are, I believe they're translated from Polish originally. So the prose are fascinating. It's a very, you can tell it's probably not from English first, if that makes sense. Got business with me, have you, adventurer? Then there be coin, better be coin or drink, elsewise bugger off to wherever it is you came from. Restoration work on an old weapon, you say? Ha! What makes you think I'd fire up a forge for a grimy old... Egads, where in the seven hells did you get that promise of payment? I ain't got no coin, I tell you. No, not a bloody skill. Gosh, just look at me, how far I've fallen. Me, the greatest weaponsmith of our age, hammering out dents and kettles to pay off a tavern debt. Can't even begin to grasp my humiliation, can ye? But of course you can't. What did I even bother asking? Alright, I'll restore your bloody weapon. Just give me the goddamn slip of paper out of my sight. So basically what they're saying is you gotta lock into one. So this is the first version of the Stardust Rod, which is very cool for glam. So for no other reason than that, pretty nice. So let me make one thing clear. Might be as I'm repairing kettles to pay for yesterday's meal, but I still got me pride as a master weaponsmith. You get no less than the finest out of me forge. And it might be as you've got the goddamn slip of paper, but I'll only get you so much. Restoring relics like these call for rare materials, and I ain't got none. So if you want the job done, you'll have to run along and fetch them for me. So what is it you want restored? What, a relic weapon for a black mage? The arcane art of destruction? Sorry, lad, but that's a new one on me. Is that you say? Huh. So this Kudaruko bloke had a rod that looked like a comet, did he? Well, that can only be a Stardust rod, assuming your admirably vivid description was accurate. A number of these were made, according to the tomes dating back to the 5th Astral Era. Ages ago, there lived a female mage of no small repute who was known by all sorts of unsavory epitaphs. Death's Handmaiden was one, the Black Witch was another, and the proper half-wits called her She-Devil. Her name was Shantoto, or was it Shatoto? Right, Shatoto. That's the one. A woman credited with devising countless destructive magics, for a pastime indulging in creating enchanted arms, the most famous among them being the Stardust Rod. This goes without saying, but none save their creator knows how they were made. Lucky for us, though, I have an inkling as to where we might find one of the actual relics. Oh, once I've got one in my hands, I'll doubt it'll take me long to unravel its secrets. Some years ago, Stardust Rod was put up for sale at a motion auction for plundered goods. No one knew for sure if it was a genuine article, but it didn't take long for various bidders to talk themselves into thinking it was, and a proper scramble looking for it to be offing. But you'll never guess what happened. Scarcely a bell before the auction was to start, kobolds attacked Pirate's storehouse and plundered all the plunder. Irony at its finest, eh? Any road, in all likelihood, the rod now rests inside the Ogamora mines, collecting dust. So that's where you'll need to take yourself. What do you do exactly? And you're just... this. So... church... Sorry. Just curious what that was all about. So what I'm doing right now, the reason why I'm focusing on this on our MSQ days, because if I'm going to be grinding Fates, I know at some point there will be a Fate grind associated with this weapon set. And I don't want to do this off screen because I think it's good to at least showcase the storyline of the relic weapon at least the one time. Moments. Doing that, I might as well do this other. This will definitely be bonus stream, but I can do part of it right now. Just a sec, Travis. Again, we're real big on multitasking up here. If I happen to pass by something useful, might as well. Ba-ba-ba-ba. It is kind of thematic to be killing bombs with fire, I must say. Okay, cool. We don't even necessarily need to turn that in right now. We just need to. That was the last one that we needed to get our reputations all fully maxed. So the next bonus stream, or certainly a bonus stream at least, we will definitely be. Oh, it's Ozzy. Definitely be taking care of that. Pardon, pardon, not there. Pardon. The Ogamora Mines, home of the kobolds, my fucking nemesis. Pardon. That one doesn't open apparently. It's gotta open, so how else says there's no other way over here? So how does one get over there? This might do it. Okay, back to the North Shroud. There's a shroud. Like, let's just go here. It occurs to me I went there so that I could just travel out and then immediately teleported out of it. Wasting time. As we do here. Literary bear. Da-da-da-da-da. And one of the interesting things about the Switch 2 version is, obviously I have it now. I had to replace, or in the process of replacing all of my hotbars, all of my macros. It is taking forever. It's a lot of fun. But, yep. Some years ago, Stardust... Oh, we just talked about this, sir. Well, bugger me. Never in my wildest, drunkest dreams did I imagine you'd actually find the bloody thing. Bah, so I'll have to fire up the forge after all. Having said that, the relic's in far worse shape than I thought. And ain't like to survive in much pounding in this state. Truth be told, I'd be worried about sneezing near it. We're gonna need a new host, what'll give it self for restoration. Bring me a Sanguine Scepter, one of the 2 grade 3 Savage Might materia melted to it. This will serve as a vessel for the restored relic. Remember, that's 2 grade 3 Savage Might materia. Less you got not from me. No matter how many slips of paper you wave in me face. Okay. Sazzy, what are you doing? Ow. Sorry, my cat's being weird. She came up here for attention. Now she's acting... Well, I mean, typical cat, I guess. Came up here for attention. Now she's like, what? Why you bugging me? I'm like, you came up on my lap. I'm gonna come to you. She's a good cat. Bit cranky, but she's a good cat. Very old, mostly. Okay, let's type in scepter. Can't be that many scepters. Scepter. Mostly because it's easier to spell than sanguine. Couldn't be that easy. Mostly because I misspelled scepter. That's hilarious. I was like, scepter, that'll be easy to spell. Yeah, let's see, I'm pretty sure I know how to spell sanguine. Let's try that. Okay, sanguine scepter does not have the grade 3 materials, but this is cheap. Is this easy to craft? Never even seen this item. I have that. Is this craft? Nope. Probably you have to buy that from the Grand Company seals, so 5,000 is not a bad price at all. So then we need the Savage Mites material. Specifically grade 3. Okay. 3 of these things. Cheapest bet's gonna be that. Somebody's selling even less quantity of it. And people always sell these in such big quantities, it's quite annoying. Maybe they do that on purpose so you have to spend more money. It's easy enough to fix though, you just come in here. Container. You just sell the difference. If you only need 2, sell 12. You want to kind of strike while the iron is hot here. Wait, hang on. Yeah, this will be better. 12 they're currently selling at 400. We'll list this at 399. And 398. And there we go. Of course, we need to meld it. Okay. Interesting. It's not up there, huh? Okay. You know, I was thinking about it when I was looking over the keynote and stuff like that. I think this is the first, and I'm not complaining about it. They've been a little bit too fast and loose with it, in my opinion. But this is the first time that an expansion is released without either a race or a gender being given in quite a while. I am still hoping for a Loporrit playable race. I will be so happy. But who knows if it'll ever happen. Need to bring me... Oh, yeah. Alright, this is a fine base you brought me. Just a thing to host your relic. I merged what was left of the relic with the host weapons. The groundwork's done. Don't go jumping for joy, there's still more to do. I need to work on the finishing touches. Due to the reinforcement work I've had to do, the weapon's proven rather stubborn to shape. Get around this, we'll be needing some aluminally salts, substance made from grinding rocks aluminally into fine grains. Luckily for you, though, it ain't that easy to get a hold of. Mayhap you already know this, but there's beasties out there that would devour their prey whole. Some of them swallow rocks so as to aid with digestion. The Dorum Chimera, what terrorizes the central highlands of Korthus, happens to swallow aluminous salts for this purpose. Slay that bugger and bring me back the aluminous salts, and I'll see about finishing touches for your weapon. Please note what? Ooh, I wasn't paying attention, Travis. What was that last bit? Please note, trial earlier Montgomery must be completed as a standard Black Mage. Cool. so. That'll be here, yeah. Or is it under raids? Somewhere. And PvP. Oh, shit. Surely it's not a dungeon. Duty finder. Upon examining, okay. I gotta go click a thing. One of the other reasons why this is okay to get this going while we're doing the quest line, despite it taking a little while, is that this duty is likely to take a long time to queue. Not everybody unlocks this, and you have to have a duty unlocked, I believe, to be able to queue for it. So, pretty much the only people who are going to be able to queue for this are going to be people who've been playing the game a long while. Because it'll have to be other people who also needed these salts for their relic weapon grind. In fact, we will probably, depending on how long this takes today, or if we get a queue today, we will probably see if my wife will do this with us, because that'll save a significant amount of time. So, might do it that way. And my wife. Okay. Go hit that rock first. Now we can queue for that. Okay. 19 minutes. That doesn't sound like a lot, but it'll probably be more than that, honestly. I'll be surprised if we get a queue. Happy, but surprised. Not very typical. But anyway, let us continue with the MSQ, the Mispoir. Pleasure to see you as always, Lieutenant Bearsong. Thank you for coming so swiftly. I can think of no more qualified to... but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Allow me to explain. Not long ago, the Moogle Madness visited the Adder's Nest to request an audience with the Elder Seedseer. He spoke of an imminent threat to all Moogle kind, one which would imperil the entire Twellswood if left unchecked. You proved an able ambassador to the Sylph, so we would have you reprise the role in your dealings with the Moogles. The rest of you should hear from Kublai himself. The rest you should hear, excuse me. He awaits you within the Elder Seedseer at the Lotus Stand. The stand. Right over this way. Your Scions have already arrived, sir. May I show you in? May indeed. Busy over here on these lily pads, goddamn. There. Please, you have to stop them. But you mustn't kill them. They're not bad Moogles, Kupo. They're just misguided. A gentle, no firm thrashing is in order, yes, but no. Calm yourself, Kuplokop. Can you not see that he hasn't fainted this idea what you're talking about? Be quiet this instant. Pray forgive his witless outburst, sister. Most grateful I am that you have come, master. Upon such short notice, truly Gridania could not wish for a more stalwart ally. But you are doubtless eager to know where we have summoned you. Our friend Kuplokop has brought us the news of most unsettling developments. It would seem the good King Moogle the 12th has returned to Eorzea. A curious thing to hear, I know, truth to tell. I myself cannot say for sure if he is the genuine figure from history, or some manifestation of Moogle mythology. Kuplo here would have me believe the former. Once upon a time, we Moogles served the gods in the heavens. It was quite nice up there, unspeakably beautiful, unimaginably spacious, and with a literally endless supply of wine, Kupo. In spite of this, or possibly because of the last part, the gods eventually became discontented and started squabbling, which made life jolly difficult for the poor Moogles. Good King Moogle the 12th, may his glorious name live forever,
decreed that the time had come to leave Kubla. The realm of man would suffice, he said, so all Moogles should live there instead. Unfortunately, the two realms are so far apart that we couldn't safely fly down. Good King Moogle XII, may his miraculous foresight ever be praised, knew exactly what to do, Kupo. He had a rope, you see, the longest one ever woven. This he nobly held while his subjects climbed all the way down to the worlds below. And this is what the Moogles came to this land, Kupo. All except for good King Moogle XII, may his courageous sacrifice never be forgotten. He alone would remain in the heavens so that the Moogle kind might at last know peace. Except he was not the one that remained in the heavens. From what I understand, that being your reasoning for contact us, yes. I'll bet he tied the rope to something. Good thinking. Remind me again what the problem was with him returning to Eorzea? The problem, Ida, lies in the fact that he was summoned. It is our belief that good King Moogle XII is a myth made manifest via means akin to those employed by the beast tribes in summoning of their gods. Wait, you're saying a handful of Moogles with a boatload of crystals was really, really hard and he just sort of appeared? Would that even work? What I cannot fathom is why they would even try. With Garuda humbled and Ultima weapon destroyed, what new threat could they have prompted them to take such a drastic measure? Might that not itself be the answer? Twice in the last half-decade, Eorzea has been brought onto the very brink of destruction, only to be spared at the last minute by the heroics of a chosen few. To you who have braved those tempests and survived by virtue of your own strength, this last period of peace will doubtless seem a welcome respite. But to those who have not the power to defend themselves, who were spared only by another's grace, this is merely the calm before the storm. I think the Moogles God are afraid of what tomorrow will bring. And that the thing may end up so well as they did yesterday. May not. That fear has driven them to call upon a greater power. One they believe can be relied upon to protect their loved ones and their homes come what may. I assure you the Moogles Guard only want to protect the forest from the outsiders. But ever since the return of good King Moogle XII, may his boundless grace fill our hearts with love, they've started to get a little carried away, Kupo. Verging on a lot, in fact. Like the Sylphs who summon Ramu, you mean? We cannot discount the possibility of that entirely. Isn't entity is influencing the Moogles in a manner similar to that of a prime? We share the same concern. Whoever or whatever the king may be, it is our belief that he poses a threat not only to Moogle kind, but to Gridania as a whole. Thus do we beseech you, Ursa. Confront good King Moogle XII and drive him from our midst. I am on it. Humbly I do thank you. The sanctuary of the Moogles Guard and their liege lord is concealed by magical wards. Brother Sumiyon of the Conjurer's Guild will doubtless be able to offer insight on how they may be dispelled. Pray seek his counsel ere you proceed any further. That's the way Moogles shake and shimmy like that. It's very cute. Did a whole little turn spin. Sumiyon. I don't know why I thought that was the exit. Oh, where am I going? Like, yeah, I'll transfer to the Conjurer's Guild. From the Conjurer's Guild. It's been a long week, travelers. I feel like they're always long anymore. I say that a lot, but... Man. Welcome, Ursa, welcome. That you should be the one to face good King Moogle XII is of great comfort. To me and to the elementals both. As I am sure you know, the Moogles are not, by their nature, a warlike race. Yet should the king be suffered to remain, it is likely that his influence will bring about a change in them. Thus does it behoove us to defeat him quickly, before any lasting damage is done. Make whatever preparations you deem necessary, and inform me when you are ready to seek the king.
You have selected Regicide. That's a great quest name.
The walls barring access to the King's Sanctuary can only be nullified through the use of enchanted keystones. Self-same method employed 5 years ago when the first king was summoned to Eorzea. It was with great regret that we were forced to sanction the slaying of the Guardians, who then held the keystones, but none were in our possession at the time. By the grace of the elementals, however, we have been spared that burden on this occasion. Kuplo Kop confided to me that he had been entrusted with a set of keystones by the Moogle's God themselves. Yet wishing not to betray their confidence, he begged me to find some other means to gain entry to the King's Sanctum. Alas, I have been unable to do so, and I dare not labor any longer, for fear that the Moogles might succumb to the corrupting influence of their liege lord. We must needs have Kuplo Kop's keystones, Ursa. Pray go to him and beg his assistance. He awaits you at Whetstone Pier. Impress upon him the great need, and I am certain he will yield. Okay, there it is. Whew, so sorry, travelers. I think the issue is I kicked my chair up, start falling asleep, kick it back down. Game from a recliner. Very comfortable. So you will do it, Kupo? Oh, he told you about that. Well, if there's truly no other way, I'll do it, Kupo. Take the ferry through from here. I'll go on ahead. Sorry, Kuplo Kop. Love this quest name, though. Very funny. Those are some big-ass Moogles. God damn. Heard of Moogles, but have you heard of Moogwells? Don't you dare lie to me, Kupo. I know what you're planning, and we won't allow it. Open your eyes, Kupo. The king will never be satisfied, no matter how many crystals you bring him. We offered you a choice. This is how you repay us? By consorting with this Hrothgar? Pelios, Gridanians, Sylphs, you're no different than the rest of them. Actually, you're worse, Kupo. Traitor to the King's Moogles. He plots treason against the crown. Enough. Kuplo Kop will answer for his crime soon enough, as will all who defy the will of good King Mogomog XII. May he reign forevermore. The king is planning to purge the 12 of his enemies, Kupo. We've got to stop him before it's too late.
It seems very primal.
The entrance to Thornmarsh is deep within the bramble patch, Kupo. If you take me there, I can nullify the ward, but be warned, the Moogle's God has set traps to lure enchanted beasts. I cannot hide from them, so you'll need to protect me, Kupo. Oh, an escort mission. Lovely. Lovely. Who doesn't love an escort mission? You know, it's the one thing that I think all gamers can agree on. Two things that they can agree on are two things. It would be water levels are the best, and escort missions are our favorite. I think the only thing that gamers tend to like better than an escort mission is a forced stealth section. All agree that that is indeed the height of gaming entertainment, right? Right behind. It's difficult to know how far away you can be and still like summon him forward.
Does he follow? Oh, he does. I haven't needed to wave at him this entire time. Just slow us walk through the bramble patch. Sure, there'll be at least one more beast encounter. Possibly two. Like, what's happening? Okay. I've come this far. The last thing I want to do is get overzealous at the end, and he'd be like, "Oh, I'm actually going back. Fuck you." Okay. Oh my god. Accidentally nudged him with an auto attack. Are you ready to face the king, Kupo? Then step closer to the ward. Raise your hand and focus, like when you attune to an aetherite, Kupo. I'll open the way for you. Okay, gonna pull out of this, and you can actually queue up for multiple things at once. So, sure, it's not extreme. Oh, I have to attune myself, motherfucker. Okay, let me attune myself to the threshold, you guys. I'm attuning. Consider yourself attuned. He's keeping a jump cell. The rest is up to you, Kupo. Now go and teach those foolish Moogles a lesson and send the king back to whence he came. Okay, confront the good King Moogle. So we are now queued up for 2 separate duties. I will be right back, because I've got to do something, fall asleep. Alright, Travis. Stood up for a minute, got myself an ice cream, and, out here until at least we get Moogle done, for sure. I doubt it, but if we happen to pop a Chimera, cool. Very much doubt that'll be the case. Oh, it occurs to me something I do. Grab the weekly hunt real quick. Oops. No! There we go. Bear in the North Shroud. Let's see that. I feel like I've seen that bear before. Oh, let's go ahead and use that real quick. As well. Buffalo Mignon. Okay. Yeah, some of the glams we did the Black Mage Glam, obviously. You guys have seen that one. Did we do a Bard Glam? We did indeed do a Bard Glam. It's pretty basic. Paladin, we didn't really glam, but we got gear for it from Tombstone Chests, from the Dreadworm thing. So, you know, pretty nice. It's also where I got my Black Mage weapon. Dragoon, we did nothing. White Mage, I think we did a little bit. Yeah, we did. Also this thing, I made this. I crafted this little guy. Quite proud of him. Does it say who crafted him? I thought it would say crafted by Ursa Bear Song on there. I was kind of excited. I guess it doesn't, but I definitely did craft him. Oh, it's because it's in my glamour chest now. That's right. Because this is not actually what I'm... Okay. So that's the thing. Did we do anything else? I think we did Fisher. Yeah. And then sort of extrapolated out to basically everything else. I don't think we have them for crafters just yet. No. But yeah, you know, you slowly got to build the glams up. Got to build them glams, right? The true end game, we all know. The Black Mage put back on there. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, what can we do while we wait? About everything under the sun. Can't even eat my ice cream though, so there's not a whole lot we can do between ice cream and the other. Ooh. We got a gate. I don't think I can do that while queuing, though. Not that one. Oh. Good timing. I was gonna say, let's just go start picking up those blues, and then this happens. Gotta love Moogles. A classic. Kubo? Who in the seven hells are they? Meddling adventurers, I'd wager. Moogle's Guard, to arms! Defend the king, Kubo! So cute. Let's do this. I need to turn on show limited effects because like, everything looks like a limit break right now. And it's pretty wild. I know there are some of these guys that you're not meant to kill, like, outside of a certain order, but I honestly do not remember their mechanics at all. Because you usually clear them so quickly that you don't really gotta think about it. Oh, not that. Pukula Pookie, the palm burner. Guessing this is the black mage, yeah. Stop the black mage on black mage violence. It's gonna hurt. Or not. Hail to the King Kupo. You shall suffer for your transgressions against my subjects. I will say, music here is kind of love it or hate it. I love it. You know, I try not to judge players that are probably new, but single target holies against a boss is very interesting. Oh my god. Oh, that's probably gonna hit me. No! The Vuln stack! Ah! That might be, legitimately, that might be the first Vuln stack I've ever had on this character. You generally want to avoid them, but sometimes shit happens is what it is. Oh, he's casting Holy, okay. I was like, why is this white mage single target holying? It doesn't seem like he's all that new. But turns out 'twas I was the noob. Oh. He did. The same too, he's so cute. They look so sad. Oh, the poor black mage one. Carrying him off. Look at that. It's so silly. It's so silly. I just love it. Malfarious Mugatana. Mogtana. Mogtana kind of sounds like a fucking Mortal Kombat weapon. You did it, Kupo. You did it. Good King Mogamog the 12th, may his mighty soul rest in peace, is no more. I shudder to think what might have happened had you not stopped the Moogle Scar when you did. Thank you, Ursa. Perhaps now they'll come to their senses and stop playing at fairy tales. Rest assured that the chieftain will have choice words for them, too. You should go and tell Puknopak that the king is no more, Kupo. She's with Rayasin at Camp Tranquil. You can relay the news to the chieftain. Okay. Oh, real quick before we do that. That one, I don't want this one. There you go. Actually, 2 things to hunt here. This is why I started doing the blues, or the yellows, by the way. I know I talked about it in a couple of bonus streams. Just because this is actually a very useful tool if you've done all the yellows, because then the yellows don't clog up your entire vision. It's easier to tell whenever something new is going on. Okay. Do I dare believe my ears? Good King Moogle 12th, may his significant virtue serve as an example to us all, has fallen. All Moogle kind owes you a debt, Kupo. What I sense Rayosuna wishes to congratulate you as well. I shall let you two speak without fear of interruption. Your bravery as service in Twelveswood to Moogle shall not be unforgotten, sir. My sister would doubtless wish to hear the tale of the great victory from the mouth of the man responsible. Pray return to the Lotus Stand and treat her to a full account of the day's events. The details are still fresh in your mind. And why did I not get the other 2 rolling? Interesting and very stupid of me. Ooh, so let's get that over there then. Oh, hello. Are you okay? Sorry, that guy crash landed next to me. It was like his chocobo went one direction and his fucking body went the other. I was like, that looked uncomfortable. King Muggle Muggle, good King Muggle, King Muggle Muggle, good King Muggle. I'm gonna have it in my head all night now. It's really good. You know, it's what I said. What is this saying? 2 out of 3 complete? Am I crazy? Y'all see what I'm seeing here? Hang on. Is it because I rotated them on the Switch? So the timer, I have to, like, reinstantiate them by opening it up in here? Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, cool. I was like, I know for a goddamn fact, because you know what? It's still fair. It's alright. There's going to be some issues. And that, to be fair, that might be a client issue more than a game issue. It might just be that that's been the case for if you were PC, Xbox, and you cross-played on that. It might be that the clients just don't talk to each other very well, meaning the like actual applications on your devices just don't communicate well unless they get pinged. Essentially, like rechecking the value of it. So I'm sure it's a class. I'm not super well in game design, but I know quite a bit about regular coding. At some point, I'll do something with it. Probably not though. Now that AI is taking all those jobs. Sir, you have returned to us unharmed and victorious. Thus have I 2 reasons to be glad. Yet many questions remain unanswered. If you would be so kind as to oblige me, I would fain hear all that occurred in Thornmarch. Well, there was this black mage one. He was so cute, but they were so mean to him. But it is as we feared. The king really is a primal. But he really isn't, is he? I mean, the Moogles don't worship him, for one thing. He's not even a god to them. That doesn't sound like a primal I've heard of. Then mayhap the fault lies with the definition. The fact remains that through a combination of power contained in crystals and the force of their collective faith, the Moogles called forth a being that by right should not exist. Moreover, when slain, said being left no corpse, the aether which comprised him instead being scattered to the 4 winds. According to the accepted definition, he may not be a primal, but the mode of his manifestation was in every respect the same. Which means Asians. The whole business reeks of their handiwork. Kupo. They said it was a masked man who taught them how, years ago. But Gridania has no shortage of masked men, and I never thought to question. Confound it all. How many more will they ensnare with their tainted gifts? Too many, I fear. So long as there are paragons to stir the embers, fools to build the pyre, and crystals to feed the flames, ever and again shall we suffer primal visitation. A somber thought, but a salutary one. Salutary, I think it actually is. My heartfelt thanks, sir. Already the information you have provided has proven invaluable. The Grand Serpent Marshal and I have much to discuss. Oh, before you do, my lady. Oh, before you do, my lady, I was hoping we might finish discussing that other matter. The matter of which you speak has even now been settled. The Scion shall not want for support. We shall be glad to send additional supplies to Revenant's Toll.
We knew we could count on you, my lady. While Ida and I remain to discuss the particulars of our arrangement with the elder Cetia, mayhap you could return to the waking sands and appraise the antecedent of all that transpired? I can indeed, Papa Limo. Papa John. And it's funny, Papa Limo is not that bad. I don't hate him. He's probably one of my least favorite Lalafels. But I really like Lalafels, honestly. If I had to make a top 5 Lalafels, I would be hard-pressed to pick 5 that I liked above all the other ones. I love Lalafels. Pippin, definitely in the top 5. Nanamo, of course. Sultana. Gotta have it, obviously. I don't think there'd be any doubt. Tataru, of course. They're all really, really good. I can think of very few Lalafels that I even have a disliking for. Papa Limo is kind of one of them, just because he's a little arrogant, just kind of annoying. I do find his interplay with Ida quite amusing at times, though. So I'll give him credit for that one. He's not all bad. And he does do a thing for us later that you absolutely redeemed him quite a lot in my eyes. I don't think I liked him much before that thing. It's good to see you hale and healthy, Ursa. I received word from Ida and Papa Limo that you had felled good King Mogomog the 12th, but I had hoped to hear your version of the tale. So it was as they said, summoned with the same methods used by the Beast Tribes and taught by the Asians? Though unfortunate, this incident did at least serve to remind the Elder Seedseer of our usefulness. Our offer for additional support could not have been at a better time. My thanks, Ursa. Oh, that doesn't look good. This gives me Void Scent Blood, which is interesting. Owing to the tireless efforts of all concerned, we are at long last ready to bid farewell to Vesper Bay. So, as to avoid drawing undue attention, we shall make the journey to Revenant's Toll in small groups, departing at irregular intervals. Lest you doubt, it is still my intention to conduct future operations openly, but on this particular occasion the need for caution overrides all other concerns. To move north as one ponderous caravan would only serve to invite attack. It seemed only right that I should be the last to leave, and I would have you remain with me until the end, Ursa. Upon my departure, the Waking Sands will formally cease to be our headquarters, and the premises will be given into the care of Oriange. I had thought to relinquish the property, but when he was quite adamant, I had not the heart to disagree. These walls had borne witness to some of the brightest and darkest moments in our Order's history. Mayhap it is best that we do not forsake them entirely. Oriange shall remain here and devote his energies to studying the nature of the primals. By the grace of the 12, he will one day discover the permanent solution that we have sought for so long. Of course, he will not be alone. Alize shall continue to work closely with him as well. Should they require our assistance, I have their assurances that they will not hesitate to contact us. Speaking of Oriange, would you inquire of him if any tasks remain undone? I cannot escape the feeling that I have forgotten something important. Probably the crazy powerful super artifact behind you. I don't actually remember if that is the case, but it would check out if it was. That's Tupsamonte, the staff of Louis Soir. Thou art ever welcome, Ursa, but I require no assistance. Pray take thy leave unburdened by concern for my well-being. Verily thy countenance bespeaks a desire to quit the place without further delay. Mayhap thou thinkest this chapter of our tale concluded, that these horrors should rightly be consigned to the annals of history? And man's eagerness to seize the future, how readily he doth set down the past. Full many a proud pioneer hath bravely stridden into the great unknown, only to find there to be the banner of his ancestor, faded by the eons, and still man glorieth in his discoveries. 'Tis though through his pride that wisdom doth ever give way to ignorance, while they who lurk in the shadow remain hidden, lost no sooner than they are found. And then he bows. This man. Be not offended, Ursa. Thy conduct hath ever been beyond reproach. Despite thy surpassing strength and all thy many victories, thou hast never been so convinced of thine own greatness as to imagine thyself above the failings of thy forebears. Mayhap it is the echo which hath opened thy eyes to the lessons of history. Whether the same could be said of... I'm assuming he was about to say Alize. Ah! Whence came that cry? The Solar. 12 forfend the antecedent. Ursa, you must... Tell me, Louisoix, would you have done the same? Louisoix Leveillé was a remarkable man, wise beyond mortal measure. Would that I had met him prior to his passing. An Ascian here? How? How readily you see, you are indeed gifted antecedents. But you are not like the others, your robes. Gifted but ignorant. Yet I shall not judge you harshly. The fault lies with your forebears. It has been millennia. Mine are the robes of an emissary. Unlike he who came before, I have no quarrel with you. He who... You speak of La Habrea? La Habrea is a warrior. He fought. He fell. He may yet learn from his mistakes. But he still... Come, I only confirm that which you already knew. There is no cessation, no oblivion, only expulsion. What are... Well, ready when you are, my lady. There's nothing else. Is something the matter? Ah, I feel the same way. After everything that's happened here, it feels strange to leave, but I'm sure we'll soon get used to Revenant's toll. But I'll let you say your goodbyes. Take as long as you like, my lady. We shall depart whenever you're ready. It's only to be expected. She lacks the gift and knowledge both. To her, we are indistinct. I do not understand. Shadowless, fleshless, formless. What truth there is in each tale is diluted by time and telling. Knowledge dictates expectation, and expectation colors perception. Thus did she perceive not. So it was with all but the chosen few. Even you, when young, could not see with the eyes unclouded. You know nothing about me, nothing! Gift grants you clarity, it grants you focus. Would that you may in time come to see us as we are, rather than this crude approximation. La Habrea did not think so highly of the Echo. La Habrea is wrong about a great many things. The Echo is indeed a gift, albeit one you have yet to master. And if we did, there would be no strife between our peoples, for we would be of one mind. I leave, as I came, in peace, antecedents. May we meet again as friends. Wait, stay where you are! Ah! Feels awkward. Mayhap it was indelicate. 'Tis a mercy she shields her children from his grace with such resolve. Was it also by her hand that you survived, Ardor? I wonder. The Ardor. Sorry. I take it there's no need to explain. Save your concern. He did no lasting harm. Whatever his intention was, it was not to kill. 1 second. Trying to look up lore here for what the Ardor is, and I'm pretty sure... Yeah. There's not a lot of information, but I believe Ardor is an ability. I think it is the possession ability. I'm not entirely sure. I'd be very curious if anybody else knows. But
as with many things, the Asians, and it is yet to be revealed to me, which is exciting, because it means there's more to learn. I heard a cry. What happened? Are you alright? You look faint. Do you need to lie down? I could fetch you a flask of my special tonic. What are you on, Jay? Send word to the students about Dessian. Tell them to scour the archives, the forbidden tomes in particular. If there's any reference to an Asian robed in white, however oblique, I would know of it. An Asian, my lady? Was that what gave you cause to cry out? I did but moments ago glimpse a figure clad in white set forth from the waking sands. Yet Asians are wont to employ teleportation magics. Why would one be so brazen? I know not and care not. Find him, Ursa. Turn every stone in Vesper Bay if you have to. Pray attend to me, Tatum. I am told that you are the Warrior of Lights, but I would know for myself. I shall walk north, and you may choose to follow. Know, however, that you will be waylaid if you do. You may even perish. Should you survive, we shall speak anon. Well, pretty fair warning. I mean, basically saying, hey, listen, you can follow if you want to, but you're gonna get your ass beat. That's the best you got, Elidibus? Come on. Suppose I won't know his name for a very long time, but... I don't know, maybe he does give you his name after this. Ooh, this is more my speed. I would... Given the choice, in general, I find it way more exciting to fight one big thing rather than a lot of little things. I'm sure that's a human psychology thing, but, it just seems more like... I don't know, it's got that wow factor, you know? Like Elden Ring, or any of the Souls games, but Elden Ring is the one that first comes to mind. Always exciting. Now, in situations like this is even more exciting, right? Because first I had to fight one, and well, he was kind of hard, right? Well, he really wasn't, but in this case, let's pretend he was. And now I gotta fight two at once? Oh my god! You know, it's very exciting. Asians, interesting. I don't know why I said that like Pauly Shore. Asians, righteous. Should have killed the Conjurer first, my bad. Oh, hello. Give me for not killing you sooner. I didn't know you were over there. There you go. Remarkable, truly remarkable. I thank you for granting me this indulgence. None save he who bested La Habrea could endure such an examination. That the laws of man grow so twisted in my absence that it is now permitted to lay hands upon an emissary.
You bore witness to my audience with the antecedent, did you not? Then you know I acted only in self-defense. I realize that the self-same cannot be said of La Habrea. Even amongst his brethren, he is considered unique. Nevertheless, I cannot wholly condemn his misdeeds, for through them we discovered you, one so strong in the gift that he could cast us out. Your mother favors you still, that much is plain. But surely you must feel it. Her influence wanes, and her strength shall soon be spent. These lands, these people, this world, all soon change. As it was, so shall it be again, as it should always have been. Doubt my claims and question my motives if you will. Only believe me when I say this. I am Elidibus, emissary, bearer of the word of the one true God, and we shall meet again. You get to know his name. Elidibus will not be relevant for 3 more expansions. And even then, the patch content 3 more expansions from now. Yeah, it takes a while for him to come up again. So, interesting that they introduced him here. And that's the thing is that people talk a lot of shit about ARR and especially the patch content. But it sets up so much, and it pays off. Like, you gotta be patient, and I know it's hard, but I've expressed some annoyance with some of the things, but like, man, it is worth it, and I feel like everybody will tell you that too. Just enjoy the ride. I feel like people rush headlong in, they're like, oh, I gotta finish. Like, no, you will. It's impossible to do this in like a timely manner, right? So just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Just a moment here. Amongst Moogle kind, the legend of good King Moggamog the 12th doth tell a wise and magnanimous ruler. Alas, the entity thus summoned put the lie to thus imagining, with his brief and decidedly unpeaceful reign. 'Twas most disturbing for me to learn then that the Moogle's God have once more succeeded in placing their manic potentate upon his thorny throne. Only with the Ascians' guileful intervention could they have called the king back from the Aether with such haste. I am afeard that, as was the case with Ifrit and his primal ilk, the ritual thus employed hath empowered the Avatar with strength far beyond that of his previous incarnation. As ever, it falls to thee to be the blade born of lights, to banish the Patagon's dark ambitions from our realm. The 12 only know what dire power doth corrupt the savior of these gentle forest folk. Thy name has been called, Ursa. The more moderate faction of the Moogles hath joined with the Order of the Twin Adder in an effort to open thee a path to the good king's domain. I bid thee make haste to the Adder's Nest, and once more pledge thine aid in disposing this royal myth made flesh. Carry on, carry on. Oh, we're making some progress on that queue. I really was not anticipating us getting that queue pop, to be honest. It would have been quite shocking had we done so. Infilia. Thank the gods you've returned, Ursa. After you left, I began to worry that I might have sent you to your doom. Think our visitor proved elusive? Beg pardon, he was waiting for you? What did you do? What did he say? As it was, so shall it be again. Of when does he speak? And of what exactly? The words of this Elidibus portend much but reveal nothing, save perhaps a measure of disdain for La Habrea. I had hoped for answers, but it seems I shall have to be content with a wealth of additional questions. Let us set aside the matter of the Ascian until after we have completed our move to the Rising Stones. There is one final favor I would ask of you before we depart. I believe I mentioned before that my father was a member of the Alamegan Resistance. Truth, however, is more complicated than that. As far as the Empire knew, he was their spy. He maintained the deception for nigh on half a decade, furnishing the Resistance with vital Imperial secrets while feeding his paymasters subtly conceived misinformation. When he died some 15 years ago, my father left behind his journal, which I have closely guarded ever since. It contains every shred of information he and his agents could steal on what they believed to be the single greatest threat to Eorzea, the Primals. Its wisdom has guided me through the years, though there is much within I still do not understand. It is my hope that Urianger will fare better. Tell him to treat it with care. It is all I have left of my father. Oh, that's sad. I thought thee departed. To what end dost thou linger? Father's final bequest, daughter's lifelong labor. It is no small thing to surrender such a cherished memento. Well can I imagine the antecedent's pain. Upon mine honor, I swear to spare no effort in the study of these materials, lest my lady's sacrifice be in vain. So this is Minfilia. Forgive me, but I can wait no longer. I have departed for the Rising Stones. If you have yet to... Once you have given the journal to Lianjie, I bid you come to the 7th heaven and Rising Remnant's Toll. Tataru will be there to show you inside our new headquarters. Assuming you have already attuned to it, you may wish to make use of our new Aetherite and Remnant's Toll. After all, it's right on our doorstep. Okay, before we go there... King Muggle Muggle, good King Muggle, King Muggle Muggle Muggle. Lieutenant Basson, glad am I to see you. I assume you have been apprised of the situation regarding the Moogle monarch. After your previous disposal of the king, Kublo Kop approached the Moogle's guard and attempted to convince them of the error of their ways. Fortunately, it appears his efforts at persuasion had rather the opposite effects. The royal sentries reportedly flew into a frenzy and focused their righteous indignation into a new summoning ritual. Mayhap it was the unwavering intensity of the Moogle's god's prayers. The king has returned to the forest enveloped in an almost blinding aura of majesty. Kublo Kop tells us that this dauntedly maniacal avatar has now taken to calling himself Great King Mogomog XII. Suffice to say that the Elder Seedseer is willing to condone the necessity of the act of regicide. For the safety of all who dwell within the 12's wood, it has been decided that the king must fall. A certain member of the Elder Seedseer's personal guard has already escorted Kublo Kop toward the shields, the monarch's domain. Those among us with the ability to see Moogles are often in high demand, but considering the urgency of our mission, our leader felt it best to expedite matters. Pray make your preparations and send as soon as possible as you are able. Soon as possible, excuse me, Endeavor. Kublo Kop awaits you in the bramble patch in the East Shroud. Kublo Kop? So, try real quick though. Just to see if it's even an option. Gotta check something, travelers, while we're flying over that way. Ow. Okay. Perfect, okay. Looks like I'm able to log into my wife via her Switch. Excellent news, because that means that I can get us some unsyncing going on. We'll not be able to capture her version of that, but shouldn't need to. Oh, I knew you'd come. At least I was hoping, Kubo. Oh, no, definitely not that. Not long ago, I had stern word with the Moogle's guard about the dangers of turning pleasant fairy tales into disturbing reality. But they instead, they
insisted that the intimidating force that the good King Moogle the 12th, may his scepter of judgment ever command our respect, is exactly the sort of savior we need. The Moogles got are afraid, Kupo. Afraid of how the forest has changed. Afraid of the never-ending conflict. Afraid that we Moogles have no place in this new world. I am scared of all these things, too. But the thought of unleashing our royal menace upon the Twelveswood scares me even more, Kupo. Please, you must deal with them firmly before this goes too far. A measured thrashing, of course, nothing too brutal. You can enter Thornmarsh here, through the tear that I made in the wood. Take care, good fortune, and in the meantime I'll go and let the others know that the great King Moogle the 12th may his reign end with minimal bloodshed. We'll be vacating his throne, Kupo. Random Lancer. I'm assuming that's the one who guided this guy over here, which suits me just fine. So it means I didn't got to. So that was nice. Okay. Mr. Most. Okay, it's called Hard Slash. Cool. I will endeavor to do this to my best ability. Okay. Try this one first. Only the leader. Okay. Just a moment, travelers. She might not have this. So we can't do that one, which is a bit unfortunate. But she does have this. Okay. I'm gonna have no idea what I'm doing. So, okay, so y'all are going to have a relatively boring time of it because I am going to be just sort of standing still while my wife does all the work, essentially. I want to change her bars. I don't have any idea what any of these moves are, so... He's taking 0 damage, okay. Ooh. Okay, that was an interesting experience. Okay. Black Mage one still looks so sad. I'm pretty sure this is the cutscene we've already witnessed, but we'll just double check. I have no idea what that looked like in the recording, so I was focused just running around as my wife's character. But hopefully at least wasn't too bad. It's decent. Oh. I don't care enough about this to wait around. I just logged her out, so she's just sort of sits there. So she might end up with those when she logs back in. But either way, that part's done. It's told. Madonna. Oh, Elsa, you're here. Good, good. We were all wondering when you'd show up. I was just telling your restive receptionist here. I'm pleased to inform you that all documents have been prepared and all signatures signed. Rising Stones is officially yours. Splendid. From this day forward, I will spend our effort in seeing that it is as welcoming and comfortable as a home for us as Awakened Sands ever was. That said, this is all somewhat intimidating, is it not? So many unfamiliar places and unfamiliar faces. Take the odd-looking fellow over there, for example. He's been eyeing us most suspiciously ever since we arrived. I can't help but wonder if we are truly safe here. Ah, that man. Can't say I've spoken to him before. Rumor has it he's come to hunt for ancient treasures in the Crystal Tower. You've seen the structure I speak of, no? It's hard to miss it. That massive pillar of shining crystal that looms high over the land just to the southeast of here. If the tales are to believe, it's a remnant of some ancient Allegan civilization. Oh, I just added Allegan. The details remain a mystery, and that's no doubt why it's drawn adventurers and scholars from all over looking to unearth its secrets. The man over there is no exception. My instincts are true. Sorry, cat scared me. My instincts are true, he knows more than most. If you're curious about the tower yourself, you could do worse than talk to him and see what he knows. Well, if I weren't otherwise occupied with my duties here, I'd have half a mind to join you. I mean, look, just look at it. I can scarce begin to imagine what wonders lie inside. That's what she said. Well, that's wonderful to hear. Rest assured that this receptionist will work just as hard to see that our efforts do not skip a beat despite the relocation. And with that, Ursa, I do believe it's time to officially announce your presence to everyone inside. The antecedent and the others will surely be overjoyed to see you. Quest, let's be honest, man. So, do we have to do that before this next quest? I know we have to do it, and you should do it. It's very cool. But can we proceed with this next one, or is it like, no, you can't do it? Let's just try to turn this in and see what happens.
Well, it is certainly spacious. Today marks a new beginning for the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Today we declare our independence. We shall henceforth be beholden to no nation, but serve all of Eorzea's people, proudly and openly. But this does not mean that we will serve our ties with the Eorzean alliance. The contrary. The antecedent and I shall endeavor to strengthen them. Rest assured, however, that we shall not permit political considerations to influence all decisions. Our identity remains unchanged, as does our cause. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and our single purpose is to safeguard the future of Eorzea. For Eorzea! Moment of your time, Mercer. Speak of Elizabeth. Oh. Pardon the intrusion, my lady, but the matter which bringeth me will admit no delay. Mine every attempt to contact the students of Baldessian hath been met with silence. No one will respond? How odd. Allow me to try. No response. Surely they would not ignore us. They have never yet, my lady. I fear we must assume the worst. No, I would not believe it an outpost, perhaps, but not their headquarters. Their wards are beyond circumvention. Had they come under attack, they would most certainly have raised the alarm. None could penetrate their sanctum unnoticed. But for those who lack the gift and knowledge both, oh no. Contact their agents in the field at once. If aught has befallen the students of Baldessian, they may know of it. Though the thought of it pains me, till such time as we can find evidence to the contrary, we must assume the worst. Accordingly, we must needs seek another source of information on Elidibus. 'Tis possible that others in the homeland are possessed of such knowledge. Be fairly warned, however, they are unlike to yield it unconditionally. Do what you must. Yet another unforeseen and unwelcome development. What could be next, I wonder? Visit from a crimson-clad Ascian, perhaps? Or Ochre? Or Puce? And which of our allies will then fall silent? For a time, I thought we had gained the upper hand. When you shattered the Crystal of Darkness and cast La Habrea out, I dared to hope that we had found a way to rid ourselves of the Ascian menace. But I was wrong. He endures and may yet return. On that point, I have no doubt that Elizabeth spoke true. Yet there must be a way to destroy them utterly, a way to spare this world their unholy machinations. I dare not consider the alternative. There are forces at work we do not understand, Ursa. I discern them all around, and disturbances too great and too numerous to be dismissed as mere coincidences. Doubtless the Pedagons are involved, but now to what end is far from clear. I know not what will come, but I do know that we will rise and meet it as one. Ah, my stalwart hero, your face is a picture of resolve. I know that you will be ready when the time comes. With luck, however, there will not be for a while yet. Pray return to your private affairs with my blessing. Should anything arise, you will be informed. Cryo, where are you? Oh, top 5 Lolfo. Cryo. Your intercession was not foretold. You object. We question. Our plans are in motion, your intentions unclear. They survived the Seventh Order and are stronger now in the gift. Does that not intrigue you? That's what the Order is. It's their word for calamity. No, it does not. Serve as you will, so too shall I. We labor not at cross purposes. The wisdom of his plan shall become apparent in time. The veil is lifted from their eyes. And at long last they see. That noise scared the ever-loving shit out of me. Sorry, my heart is pounding right now. Woo! Woo! Sorry, travelers. Okay, that seems like the perfect point to leave it on my near heart attack from that very unnecessary swoopy noise. Because I believe, and we got an achievement, so I believe that's 2.1 done. I did not know that was going to startle me so much. That was a bit intimidating. Okay, so tabbing off what we did. We started out the relic grind. It's going to be a while because I got to get that desync going. You know what? Fuck it. Let's try something real quick. And it's going to fail miserably, but fuck it. Why not? Oh, hang on. Let's just try it. Why not? We're level 56. What's the worst they could do? People do desync this, like, solo it at level 50. So, it's not impossible. But anyway, we started off our relic grind. This is our current mission, is to just defeat this Chimera. If I can get a party together, queue for it, or just have my wife desync it, it will not take very long to accomplish, but until such a time as we can do so, we are sort of lost in the water with that. But we did do a lot today. So we got some story quests done. We killed Good King Moogle. May his merciful scepter be ever present or some nonsense. He was quite fun. By we, at least on the extreme, I mean, of course, my wife. I did nothing, except I guess I did hit the buttons as her as well. So I'll give myself some credit for that, right? Honestly, this is not looking impossible. Can I get my chocobo in here? No. Because if I could bring my chocobo in here, this would be very doable. That's an N. This might be doable, travelers. I did this as a joke. Shit, I may do that. Well, that's fine. I mean, I don't know that I'm going to be able to do it on Black Mage because I have no self-sustain. But honestly, on a class that did, like, I could probably... Oh. I could probably do this as a White Mage, for example. A class that has good self-sustain. Or even as a tank. I'm willing to bet my Paladin could do that. Oh, Paladin doesn't have heal yet. But if he did... Well, do I get the Echo, though? That could probably do it as well. Let's see. Epic Echo. So we already have the max Echo. Damage shot the opponent's max increased by 60%. Did I say that at the beginning? Yeah. So that's not possible. Like I said, I did this as a joke, but let me leave and switch classes and see if this is actually doable, because that would be hilarious. I mean, like, in theory, it's going to take forever, but this should be doable as a White Mage, if nothing else. Because, oh, well, hang on. It won't matter if it's doable as a White Mage, because I have to do it as a Black Mage. Glad I caught myself on that one. But, interestingly, I feel like if I were 60 or just had better gear, even, I could probably solo that, which is kind of hilarious, but that's besides the point. We started our Relic Weapon journey. We started the Yokai Watch event. We did quite a bit of MSQ progression. We're set up for the next one. Next store, I'm either going to do it tomorrow after work, or the next Thursday, like this upcoming Thursday, will be Crystal Tower. That's going to take a lot in and of itself. One of the reasons why I wouldn't mind doing that on tomorrow, if I have the time, is so that we can continue progressing to the next patch cycle. In the meantime, I'll work with my wife on getting this situated, or just queue it and just hope for the best. Eventually, it will pop. It's not a long one, clearly. It's just a question of getting it there. So, not too bad. Then we can start the fake grind for that as well. But for now, I have been the Literary Bear. I hope you guys have enjoyed the story. Appreciated the campfire.